This is TWiT.
What is specialized about Pillar that makes it different from every other blockchain?
Can we do blockchain 101 real quick, or do you want me to just go
Sure.
straight to Pillar?
Please do.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Blockchain 101, because people don't understand it. And, you said Bitcoin is sort of pseudonymous, and it's very tricky. A lot of people don't understand this stuff. So you could get Bitcoin from somebody and then move them around and grow your store of value in Bitcoin and never be identified. But if you ever get to an exchange, then the exchanges will be your personal information, and that way you could be identified. But you could actually live a crypto life and make plenty of money, just live everything in Bitcoin and buy homes and cars and everything with Bitcoin, and then be pretty difficult to identify you, actually. So blockchain is, this is important, blockchain is a shared ledger that everyone trusts to be accurate forever. And that's it. That's it. There's no blocks and no chains. In 10 or 20 years, we'll get rid of the blocks and chains. We'll do something even better. So it's a shared ledger. What's cool about the shared ledger is that we don't keep separate ledgers anymore. We magically bring them together and we work on the same ledger. It's the same ledger that you use to keep track of all your money in your bank account. And the government keeps track of, for example, how much money you make. And then in April, you say how much money you made, and the government says how much money they think you made, and you reconcile. Unfortunately, the government always wins that argument, right? But often separate ledgers are different, and there's a lot of work to reconcile them, and there's a lot of paperwork and payments and processes and settlements that have to take place, and the blockchain eliminates that. And it sounds simple, but when you can program a blockchain to execute commands, that's called programmable money. And when you add all those things up, that's pretty much the same things that banks do, and insurance companies, and even governments, and registrars, and many other government services. More or less, the blockchain can do all that now. So it's kind of like having your own IT department that's just always running, and it's always reliable.
And so, but this isn't any new notion, though. I mean, how is Pillar unique in this aspect?
Right. So there are a lot of so there are several cryptocurrencies people have probably heard of. There are now thousands. And there are token sales to raise money for projects. And we had a token sale. Well, it's called an ICO last July. We raised about $20 million. And what I told people in our white paper was that we would build a wallet for your phone. That's the cheap version right there. The actual software version is still in development, but we will build a version for your phone. That's just a development version that will, first of all, be a wallet, and that lets you store cryptocurrencies. It will also be an exchange, so you can exchange cryptocurrencies, but then you'll start to do interesting things with it. And this is all based on a book I wrote in 2010 called Pull, about changing the business world from the world of push to the world of pull. From pushing things down the supply chain to us individuals pulling. And I'll give you a quick example.
Please.
A mortgage, for example. You'd have, in my world, you'll have all your financial data in the Pillar wallet, and you'll own it, you'll have access to it. And then if you want financial services or you want to borrow, then you'll say how much you want to borrow, and all the mortgage providers will come to you and bring you their offers. The wallet will pull offers to you, similar to on eBay. You see all the offers, and then you can sort them by price or ratings or any number of different priorities, and then you can choose the one that's right for you. So in our wallet, you own everything. We don't. It's the opposite of Facebook. The blockchain allows you to own your assets, and you have the secret passwords that form the ownership of those assets. Could even be a mortgage, a home, a car. You can own many, many different things with tokens. Could be capital, could be diamonds, gold. You can own tokens that represent gold. It shows that you're the owner of them. And those things will all be yours under your control. And if the FBI comes to me and says, okay, you've got to give us that data on that Randall guy, we need to see what he's got. I don't have it. it's decentralized. You're the one who's in full control of all your assets and all your data. So the same with your medical information. You'd have all your history of everything, every test, every prescription, every doctor visit will be in your possession on your wallet, and you'll be in charge when you go to see the doctor. You'll be able to register with just a click on the phone, say, okay, I'm here, a new patient. And then the phone will say, well, do you want to give some relevant information to the doctor that might help him or her make a decision? And you can say, sure, here's my previous data. It's all under your control. So that's a bit different.
So I'm still a bit confused, because if this is, I understand Bitcoin in the sense that the public transactions have to be part of the public record, but now it's sounding like you're wanting me to put my medical information into some sort of public ledger. How does that not reduce my privacy?
Good. Sure, that's a good point. So you've got an online bank, I imagine, and you can log into your bank. When you use your password, that decrypts the information and gives it to you. If someone else has your password, he can get that information. But the bank employees generally can't get it. So it's about encryption. So we'll put encrypted information into the blockchain, and only someone with the password can get that information. So your medical records can live safely on the blockchain. It's actually better than on a server in the cloud, because it's less hackable. And then when you want it or you want to pass it to someone else, it's the password that unlocks the information and makes it valuable to someone else.
Well, now it sounds like you're putting it all behind, not to mix metaphors, but the weak link of the chain, which is my ability to remember the passwords I have.
Sure. Now, you've got to remember your bank password, or what happens? Well, you're going to have to call the bank and say, I don't remember our password. They'll say, oh, yeah, we've heard that before. And so you're going to have to go through a lot of rigmarole to reinstate your bank account if you lose your password or get a new password. And it's the same thing here. It's in our world, the cryptocurrency world, it's up to you to maintain your passwords. Fortunately, there are password managers that help you do just that. And you then have a password for your password manager. You give that password, and then it helps you with all the different, maybe hundreds of passwords that you have to remember. That's a good thing with or without the blockchain. But yeah, what we're trading off, Randall, is that data centers can be hacked. And the more data, the more value in a single data center, the more hackers want to get in it, the more energy they'll put into getting it. So this is called atomization of value. We're getting the value out to the endpoints. I only have, however much I have in my bank account is much, much less than all the people with all the money in one big bank. And so by taking it out to the edges where we own it, the hackers have much less desire for it. And by the way, it's harder to hack. Every single one of the Fortune 500 companies, and this includes Google has been hacked successfully. Every single one. The blockchain has never been hacked. No big public blockchain has ever been hacked. There have been attacks on exchanges and other applications. The blockchain itself has never been successfully hacked.